Now today I'm just going to talk about using multiple colours. In this particular house there's 5 different colours in total, and there is a sequence to painting it all. Now as you may notice here, all the timber work has a decking oil on there, and the decking oil has a little bit of pigment to it. So as you see, it's got a bit of an ochre look to it. So when painting here, I had to work out what's the easiest, to paint the eaves first or to go around and apply the decking oil on the timber first. Now if I'd gone through and painted the eaves first, being obviously timber, I would have to make sure I cut into the timber nice and neat, and then if the eaves were finished, I would have to make sure I applied the decking oil nice and neat to make sure I didn't get any on the eaves. So the quickest way here was to actually go through and apply the decking oil first, and then I'd go through and cut the eaves in. With the decking oil, I've actually got some decking oil onto the actual eaves. I was still careful with what I did, but I didn't have to cut it in perfectly, which obviously does save time. So when you're working with multiple colours, you just want to try to work out what's the best way around it. So you've got to think a little bit when you're doing it. Also, in this circumstance, when cutting the eaves in, make sure that you come down far enough onto the wall, or whatever area it might be. This is when using paint, of course. So you've got something to overlap. I do see people often try to say cut this in the best they can, and then try to cut the wall into it, and what they find is they've left little misses where they haven't actually brought the, in this case the eave paint, down quite far enough. I mean, that's pretty much similar to painting a ceiling and a wall in a home. You've got to make sure you bring the colour down far enough. So when you're cutting the walls in, you've got something to overlap onto and make sure you get a nice straight line. So that's hopefully a bit of information for you for when you're dealing with multiple colours. Just have a little bit of thought about what's going to be the best for the job you're doing.